Mary. Mary, I've been trying to get you all day. Must be something wrong with the switchboard, huh?
Well, that's one nice thing about switchboards. When you don't want to talk to anyone, you just pull out the plug.
Oh, I don't get it. Since when did you start pulling plugs on the groom?
If you're a groom, you're somebody else's, not mine.
Hey, wait a minute. Remember me? I'm the fellow you're going to marry tonight.
Oh, no, you're not. This time I'm postponing the wedding. Permanently.
Whoa. Now, what goes on here? This calls for a little explaining.
I think you might do a little explaining.
Such as what?
Such as why Nicky wouldn't let me in this morning when I came up to surprise you.
You mean you came up and Nicky wouldn't let you in? Why, he never even told me.
Oh, you can't laugh your way out of this. Now, look, Denny, I've always been fair with you. I didn't mind when you're out of work because I knew you were trying. I even put up with having our wedding postponed 4 times. But there's one thing I won't stand for. No woman would. And that's what happened this morning.
Oh, honey, you shouldn't get burned up about a little thing like that.
Little thing? Little thing? Do you think I enjoyed standing outside your door on my wedding day listening to you talk, baby talk to that woman?
Oh, the old green-eyed monster, huh? You know you look cute when you're jealous, honey?
I'm not jealous. I'm through, that's all.
Come on, now, you're going along with me. I want you to meet somebody.
I'm not going any place with you ever again. Ever.
Hello, Mary.
Oh, good evening. Your suit looks much better since you had it pressed.
Well, I have to say something.
Yeah, you think of great excuses, you do. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
But you told me not to let anybody in.
Anybody? Well, Mary's not anybody. She's everybody. She can come up here anytime she wants, and don't you forget it. You know I think Mary's the most wonderful girl in the world. Why, if you had any idea at all of the way I feel about it...
What's playing here next week?
If you'll excuse me now, I'll go to work. When the sun goes in, I go out.
Oh. He's a great fella. Do anything in the world for me. And do it wrong.
Well, I'm waiting.
Yes. Honey, I have a confession to make to you. I've got to tell you sooner or later. Might as well be now. I know you're big enough to understand when I tell you that someone else has come into my life. Now I want you to meet the person you heard me talking to this morning.
Oh, Denny. A baby.
You guessed it the first time.
What's it doing here?
Well, I'll tell you all about it later. I'm just doing a favor for somebody. Now, if you ask me in a real nice way, I might forgive you.
Oh, Denny. Hello, honey. Oh, isn't he sweet? Look at these dear little hands.
Oh, the size of the fingernails. That's what gets me. Did you ever see anything as small as that?
Aren't you the man that didn't like babies?
Well, yes. Might be a lot of babies I wouldn't like. You can't tell. It's just like you meet a lot of people. Some you like and some you don't. This one I like, that's all.
Oh, Denny. I wonder if we'll ever have it. I mean, I hope all our plans work out.
Work out? Listen, honey, if I have my way, we'd have a... Well, there's lots of things I'd like you to have when the breaks come our way.
You know, for a while, I thought maybe you didn't want to have it. Some people have funny ideas about things, don't they?
Oh, yeah, but they get over them, too. Don't you think one baby gets kind of lonesome?
Of course. They want company like everybody else.
That's what I thought. You see, if I ever decide to have kids, I'm going to have them all in a bunch.
Well, there is something new under the sun after all. I imagine this is the first time a baby ever postponed a wedding.
That's right. We'd make a pretty group, wouldn't we, with the best man holding him in his arms?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Oh, no, you'll never get him to sleep that way.
Oh, yes, I will.
Now, if you want a lesson on how to put a baby to sleep, I'll show you. There we are. Come on. There we go. You can listen, too, if you want to, but you're supposed to stay awake.
Would you listen to a story, the most amazing story that you've ever heard? It concerns a certain romance A most amazing romance. You'll have to take my word. It may sound unreal to you, but it's absolutely true. I know an angel on the east side of heaven who lives in a third-story room. We meet on a rooftop and dream in the dark when the lights of New York are in bloom. All through the daytime, it's the same old Manhattan, but evening again sets me free. Then I turn off Broadway to the east side of heaven, where an angel waits for me.
Well, any news?
Yes, Mr. Barrett. It's about your daughter-in-law.
Oh, what about her?
Well, two of my most experienced men trailed her from her hotel to Pennsylvania Station. Now, you know, Mr. Barrett, what a big place that is, and there were hundreds of people there, and...
You mean to say you've lost track of her?
I hate to admit it, Mr. Barrett, but that's what happened.
Ah, what kind of detectives are these? Well, if that's the best you can do, it isn't good enough. Send your bill to Mr. Fisher.
Yes, sir.
Right this way, gentlemen.
Loftus, I'm worried.
Call the police, sir. It's the only proper thing to
No.
do.
The publicity.
This is not a time for personal pride, sir. As long as we knew where your daughter-in-law was, there was still a chance of finding the baby. But now, maybe an actual physical danger. Its very life may be at stake.
Call the police commissioner.
Good, sir.
Never before has one breath of scandal touched the family name of Barrett.
The name of Barrett has not appeared in the public prints recently, and my operators tell me that young Cyrus Barrett is no longer seen frequenting his favorite haunts of gaiety, all of which leads us to believe that his current domestic difficulties have impressed him deeply. And descending a rung or two in the social ladder, it may be amusing to note that Barrett's favorite crooner, Denny Martin, the cruising, ear-bruising troubadour, has blown out an old flame. But Martin at least was fortunate. He has already found himself a new baby. And from what I hear, some baby. And that, fair listeners, must satisfy you.
Remember one thing. If anybody asks you, do you know me, go like this.
Well. How's the little mother? Any word yet?
Any word yet? Did you hear DeWolf's broadcast?
I'm not interested in DeWolf's broadcast.
Oh, you'll be interested in this one. He just told the whole world you got a baby here.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe I don't, but I know what DeWolf was talking about. We just heard him, didn't we?
Well, what did he say?
He said you found a baby.
Well, that's impossible. How could he know that? You didn't tell him, did you?
Listen, last night a fellow asked me what time it was, and I wouldn't tell him.
Yeah, I can't understand it. How did he say it?
He just said that you blowed out an old flame and that you already found yourself a new baby.
I might have known it. You get everything wrong.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I guess Mary told him she heard me talking to a girl up here. And that's DeWolf's cute way of saying it.
Well, you know that he meant a girl, and now I know that he meant a girl. But DeWolf said baby.
Well, so what?
So what is he, the Lone Ranger?
Well, you might be right at that. Now, I better see Mary and make sure she doesn't tell DeWolf anything else. Duck out of here. Yes?
You Denny Martin?
That's right.
I'm Detective Lieutenant Finnegan from Bureau of Missing Persons.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you can help me out a little.
Well, sure. Come right in.
Thanks.
You drive for Sunbeam, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do.
This mean anything to you?
Well, sure. That picture's on all the front pages. She's the lady who's missing.
Ever see her before?
I'll say I did. I had her in my cab a couple nights ago,
Where'd you pick her up?
cruising around the Raleigh Hotel.
The Raleigh Hotel. Oh, that's very helpful. Oh, did she have the kid with her?
Yes. Yes, she did.
Where'd you drop her?
Well, now, wait a minute. I haven't got my book with me, but... Oh, I remember now. I let her out at the Greystone Hotel.
Well, do you remember what time it was?
Well, I wouldn't want to swear to it, but I think it was between 9 and 10.
Well, thanks, Martin. Is that all you can tell me?
Yes, that's all I can tell you.
Okay, if we need you again, we'll send for you.
Well, I'll be glad to do anything I can.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye, baby. Here.
What's the idea?
You mean you're not going to take him home now?
You think I'm crazy? I couldn't walk 2 blocks with that kid.
Carry him.
Oh, will you stop with that stuff?
But, Denny, with every policeman in New York looking for this baby, the radio and the newspapers will make a federal project out of it. Don't you realize we're in a real jam?
Sure, we're in a jam, but it's not as bad as you make out. We'll be out of it as soon as Miss Barrett shows up and takes her baby away.
Suppose she doesn't show up.
Now, will you stop worrying? It'll work out all right.
That's what they said to the Tsar, and then came the revolution.
No, we haven't done anything wrong. We got a perfect explanation of why the baby's here. I know Mrs. Barrett. She asked me to take care of her baby, and I'm doing it. Now, they can't do anything to us for that.
With that alibi, no jury in the world will give us more than 10 years. You gotta get him out of here.
Now, listen. This baby is not leaving the house tonight in my company. The first cop that saw me would pick me up.
What's the difference? You said you could explain.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'd rather sleep here tonight than in the pokey. Anyhow, we're in this deep. We might as well see it through. Besides, Mrs. Barrett will be along any minute now. That'll solve everything. If she doesn't come by tomorrow, I'll go to old man Barrett.
If she doesn't come by tomorrow, Alcatraz, I hear you calling me.
Hello, Phil.
Hello, Mary.
How's business?
With all these colds around, we're doing a lovely little business this week.
You can thank the weatherman for that.
Isn't it so? Why, Mr. Fredericks in 712 has the worst cold you ever saw.
Really?
Mr. DeWolf, here's some company.
Ah, there, Mary.
Good morning.
Are you happy, honey?
Yes. No thanks to you.
What did I do?
Oh, nothing. You just broadcast to the whole world that Denny and I had split up, that's all.
What'll it be, Mary?
I'm skipping lunch, just a chocolate malt place.
Well, why all the fuss because I said Denny had found a new baby? Maybe I wasn't so far wrong. Look at this. Isn't it funny? I broadcast that the Cruising Troubadour has found a new baby. And 2 days later, presto, out crops the news he's actually had the Barrett baby in his cab. That's very amusing.
What's startling about that? Taxis carry hundreds of people. I don't think it's even interesting.
That's because you're not a radio reporter. But I, Mary, am very much interested. Toodaloo.
Apparently, taxi driver Martin was the last person to have seen Mrs. Barrett and her baby together. Baby, you got us into plenty of trouble.
Yeah, trouble is right. I had no idea it'd go this far.
Yeah, if the police catch up with us, it can go farther than this. We better think of something and think of it fast.
Well, I've done all I could for Mona, but I've got a strange feeling something's gone wrong somewhere.
Ah, you said it.
I think I'll go see old man Barrett.
Now you're talking.
And get this straight. If that Dick comes back, you play dumb, you hear?
I'll try, but I'm not a very good actor.
Well, you don't have to be for that part.
No.
What's that? Yes, of course.
Good afternoon, Mr. Barrett.
Now listen, young man, don't you start singing.
No chance. There'll be no singing today. I came to do you a favor.
What is it?
Well, if somebody came to do me a favor, I'd ask him to sit down.
Have a seat.
You know, you got a wonderful grandson, Mr. Barrett. It's a great baby.
Would you mind coming to the point?
Your son's all right, too. Of course, he's gone a little haywire lately, but that's your fault.
What is this all about?
Well, I'm coming to that. Just let me have my say first. You know, you started all this by breaking up your son's marriage. You caused a lot more trouble by trying to take your daughter-in-law's baby away from me.
That's enough.
Now, you had me thrown out of here once. Don't do it again if you want your grandson back.
What's that? Do you know where he is?
Well, I could take you to him in 15 minutes, but we got to settle something first.
How much do you want?
How much you got? Well, never mind, Mr. Barrett. Everybody doesn't think in terms of money. I guess you found that out since you lost your grandson. I'm not much in the world, according to your standards, and you're a pretty big man, but I know when I'm right and you're wrong.
Oh, for heaven's sake, man, if you know where the baby is, take me to him. Maybe I have been wrong, but I've suffered for it. I'll do anything to get that baby back. Anything.
All right, then. Let your son and his wife lead their own lives. Give them a chance to make a go of it.
Very well, I will.
Okay, come on.
Has the little fella been taken care of? Is he well?
He's sharp as a tack. I'll explain the whole thing on the way down.
Fine. I'll see that you're well rewarded for this, Martin.
Don't worry about that. There's nothing I want.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Nicky! Nicky, I brought Mr. Barrett. Here you are, Mr. Barrett. Here's your baby. Nicky, what happened?
There was a knock at the door and somebody said telegram.
Wait a minute, wait. Now go ahead.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
There was a knock on the door and somebody said telegram. I opened the door, put out my head. Something hit me, and there I was, looking at the stars again.
Who did it?
I don't know who did it.
Now, listen, Martin. I don't know what your game is, but you can't get away with it. You told me I had my grandson, and I think you did. We'll see what the police have to say about it. And if you're responsible, I won't rest till you're both in the penitentiary, where you belong.
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Barrett. Please, you gotta listen.
Now what are we going to do?
Well, Barrett will go straight to the police. There's only one thing for us to do, get out of town.
But we're innocent.
That's what the fella said when they hung him.
But we didn't do anything. All we did was try to help somebody out.
All we did is lose the Barrett baby, that's all. And that's going to take some tall explaining. Come on.
Where are we going?
Brother, we're just going, that's all.
That line's busy, madam.
Oh, what, Mary? Will you tell 402 the papers aren't in yet? You know, there's some mighty queer goings-on in this hotel. Can you imagine what that DeWolf has ordered?
No, what?
A baby hamper, a nursing bottle, and malted milk. And for a bachelor, too.
Don't tell Raleigh.
Come on, Denny, sing us a chorus.
A little later.
Just a moment, please. Hello, Denny. What's the matter?
I got something to tell you, and I don't want it overheard. I just dropped in to say goodbye.
Goodbye? Where are you going?
Well, I gotta leave town.
Leave town? What for?
Because Nicky and I are liable to be pinched any minute.
But any minute.
Pinched? Why?
Because of what happened with Nicky this morning.
For heaven's sakes, what happened?
Well, I brought old man Barrett to get the baby, and there was no baby. Somebody took it.
Somebody took it. Who'd do a thing like that?
I don't know, and I'm not waiting to find out.
Just a minute. Come on out here.
What is it?
Did you ever hear of anyone drinking gin out of a nursing bottle?
Now, honey, this is no time to be kidding.
No? Well, listen. Claudius DeWolf just bought a baby hamper and a nursing bottle.
He did?
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire, and with his nursing bottles, there must be babies. But what in the world would DeWolf want with the Barrett baby?
Well, I don't know, but let's find out. Listen, Mary, you go up to his room. He'll let you in, won't he?
I think so.
Okay, give me a little time and then see that his radio is tuned to WIX. I got an idea.
What is it?
You wait here.
Bobby, ask one of the boys to relieve me for a few minutes, will you?
Sure.
I can handle that chorus now.
Fine, Danny.
That sly old gentleman from Featherbed Lane is watching you, peeking through your window pane.
Why, Mary,
I just wanted to tell you to be sure and heat the milk before you give it to the baby.
What?
And don't forget to sterilize the bottle.
Come in, Mary. By what powers of detection did you divine that I was entertaining an infant?
Try and keep a secret in a big hotel.
I have tried before, but with no success. This time it's a harmless secret.
Not even any scandal.
Hardly. Unless the scandal said I should be taking care of my sister's baby.
Oh, may I see it?
Oh, no. No, we mustn't disturb the slumbers of the innocent. Would you care for a drink?
No, thank you.
Do you mind if I have one?
Not at all.
Thank you.
My old gentleman from Featherbed Lane.
We interrupt this program to make an important news announcement. Flash, the Barrett baby, grandson of Cyrus Barrett, was found 10 minutes ago and restored to his grandfather. For further details, see your evening newspaper.
Oh, thank heavens. I'm so glad that baby's all right. What's the matter with you? Don't you feel well?
I don't feel anything. I'm numb.
Why?
I got the wrong baby.
I don't understand. That's your sister's, isn't it?
I wish to heaven it were.
Will you stop being so mysterious and tell me what it's all about?
Mary, I was going to pull the biggest scoop of my career. I was going to hand the baby back to Mr. Barrett tonight at the broadcasting station. Even telephoned him and told him to be there.
Whose child is it? Where'd you get it?
Well, I suppose I might as well tell you. After I talked to you this morning, I decided Denny must have the Barrett kid, so I sent a friend of mine to investigate. He found this brat in Denny's apartment and brought it here.
A baby in Denny's apartment.
Well, there's nothing funny about this.
You've got the landlady's baby.
What?
Yes. Nikki minds it for her every day when she goes out shopping.
Mary, you can do me a big favor. I'll do one for you someday. Take that kid back to the landlady and tell her you had it out for an airing. Tell her anything, but get it out of here.
Well, I don't know.
Mary, you will do this for me. I know you will. There's no time to lose, Mary. Maybe you can get it back before she misses it.
All right, but I wouldn't do this for anybody else.
Mary, I'll never forget you for this.
I know you won't. Thank you, Freddie.
Okay.
Here it is.
Calling Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson, please.
That's our baby.
What? We got it back again?
Denny, it worked out perfectly. As soon as he heard the broadcast, he told me where he got the baby.
Never mind about that now. What we got to do is get the baby home to Mr. Barrett as soon as possible.
The cops don't get us first.
But Mr. Barrett's going to be at the broadcasting station. Claudius was going to meet him there.
Oh, he was he? Going to make a big hero out of himself, huh? Well, DeWolf's been pushing me around long enough. Now it's my turn.
Hotel Raleigh. Who's calling, please? Just a minute. It's Barrett calling DeWolf.
Hello, DeWolf. My secretary tells me you want me to meet you at your broadcast. May I ask what for?
Well, Mr. Barrett, I thought I had some important information about your grandson, but since you have him back, I guess there's very little more for me to say.
Have him back? What are you talking about?
You mean the baby wasn't returned to you?
Returned to me? Of course not.
Look, Mr. Barrett, you meet me at the broadcasting station, and I'll try to explain everything there.
Just a moment. It's DeWolf. Yes, Mr. DeWolf.
Mary, I'm glad I got you in time. There's been a mistake somewhere. Now, wait for me, and I'll be right down.
He's coming right down. What do we do now?
Oh, think fast, Denny. Think fast.
Call for Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart, please.
Mary, I decided it wouldn't be fair to let you do this. I'll take the child back myself.
But I thought you said...
It's all right. Boy, thanks just the same, Mary.
Yes, sir.
Carry this out for me and carry it very carefully.
Yes, sir.
You and your boyfriend thought you were being very smart, didn't you? Well, it might interest you to know that I've been on to you all the time. Nobody can put anything over on me. Toodaloo.
Don't worry, dear. He's probably up in the nursery. Good evening, ma'am.
Higgins, has Mr. Martin brought my baby home?
No, ma'am.
I knew something was wrong when there was nobody at Denny's flat.
Is my father home?
No, sir. He's on his way to the Federal Broadcasting Station.
Broadcasting station? What for?
Something about the infant, sir. Mr. DeWolf called him.
Come on, darling.
Good evening, fair listeners. This is your Manhattan mentor, Claudius DeWolf, bringing you the news flash of the century. The mystery of the missing Barrett baby has been solved. While the entire police department combed the city and failed, while every force of law and order searched fruitlessly for the son of Cyrus Barrett, Jr., I, your humble reporter, alone and unaided, accomplished what hundreds of others have failed to do. I, ladies and gentlemen, found the Barrett baby. But before I give you the details of this amazing story, I'm going to restore the child to the waiting arms of his anxious grandfather, who's expected here at any moment. Oh, just a second. Here comes Mr. Barrett now.
Mr. Barrett, your worries are over. Here is your grandson.
Are you happy, honey?
Mr. Barrett, I don't know how this happened.
Don't you? DeWolf, are you trying to make a fool of me?
Of course not, Mr. Barrett. I can't understand this.
Neither can I. I want this man arrested.
Mr. Barrett, please give me a chance to explain. I don't know. There's the man you want arrested.
Ah, there you are.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Barrett. There's your grandson. We'd have had him long before this if it hadn't been for Gorgeous Claudius.
I don't know what you're all trying to do, but I want everyone held for investigation.
Yes, sir. Wait a minute, Dad.
Cyrus!
Listen, Dad, you don't want to have this man arrested.
He's the man that took the baby.
Oh, no, he isn't. I left him with Denny while I went looking for Cyrus. I can never thank you enough.
Well, I guess that lets me out.
It certainly does. Out of a job.
Mr. Barrett, you can't do a thing like that.
You had the baby today and you didn't tell me. DeWolf, you're through.
Play something, boys. Do you people realize we're on the air?
How are we doing?
Dad, give Denny a chance. He's earned one.
Martin, if you want that job, you can have it for life. Now go and sing your head off.
Right over here, please.
Well, I don't know. This is kind of sudden. I feel sort of funny without my cab.
Go ahead, Denny.
Oh,
Go on.
Wait a minute. He sings much better with a baby in his arms.
Hurry up, honey, because when you hear the gong, it'll be 2 minutes before our wedding.
I know an angel on the east side of heaven. No wonder I'm happy and free. When I turn off Broadway to the east side of heaven, where an angel